gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm about to give you guys the best settings, Warzone classes, and just everything that will help you. And the secret sauce that gets me shadow banned. Take a quick look. Limited matchmaking pool. You know, I don't know why? Because of my settings right now. Now, this can correlate to PlayStation players and PC players, but this is a quick recommendation for you. I'm going to go over my controllers that I use and the settings that I have in it, and then I'm gonna go over the stock controller and the PlayStation side of it, just so we're on the same page. Now, going over my controller, my settings, what I use that gets me shadow banned. Obviously we have the base M8 that everyone is using. I recommend not using a sight. I use monolithic, the auto strike, the redline capacity, the gridlock stock, and the NATO FMJ. The reason why I don't use the sight is because the gridlock stock gives you that flinch resistance, and when you do get shot by any gun and you get melted by this gun specifically, you flinch like a little bitch, okay? And you don't want that. So have that flinch resistance stock. If you cannot bear it, you don't like the iron sights, mini reflex 03, 2x optic sight, and I believe there is a new jack glassless optic that is coming out soon. So maybe, hopefully, that does transfer onto the marksman rifles and or any of the other ARs that are, coming out. Especially since all the iron sights in this game is complete dog shit. Well, that's one of them right there for you. Now we're gonna go over your Rev 46. Now this is the best one to use, okay, depending on your playstyle. But this is just the best loadout in general. You have the EAM reflex sight, the 14.9 Caudal target barrel, the Komodo drum, traversal grip, the MF reforged flip stock. Now the reason why I'm using the flip stock is for that aim walking movement speed. I know there's a lot of negatives to it, but you do walk a lot faster compared to when you run the mobility foregrip, or yeah, just a mobility foregrip. Now, if you don't want a prestige weapon, you don't have to. Mobility foregrip is just as good. Sapper guard hand stop is just as good. All right, but you want to make sure you want that Caudal target barrel. Okay, the reason why is because the damage range on this gun isn't the best, but it also isn't the worst. It just gives it more balance where it can beam at a longer range. Okay. Now there's another SMG that is actually 1 damage better than your F46, and that's going to be your Razor 9mm here for you guys today. Now I am using the EAMX reflex sight again, and the 12-inch MFS sidewinder barrel, the EAM light path foregrip, the strike face extended mag, I believe. Yep, and then the Talos pad. Now I would usually have the extended mag 2, but currently I don't have it leveled up to level 37. But extended mag 2 is a big play on helping you get more kills and survive more of your fights. Now, if you don't like that because the ADS speed is so bad or whatnot, it doesn't matter because the long barrel does the same thing. You can slap on the heroin barrel, but you don't want that because, you don't want to be on heroin. You want to be able to damage somebody. All right, you don't want to be coked up on the side of the street doing the defense bend. All right, that's what I recommend using, these two guns right here. And or if you want to, you can use the Mad-Axe too as well. I do have a good Mad-Axe class for you guys here today too as well. So we're going to go over this Mad-Axe class. We have the EAM XL reflex sight, or you can use the 2X sight. The monolithic suppressor, the 19-inch virtuous op barrel, the building extended mag 1. Okay, you want to use only the base one. All right, you don't need the extra one. Now, if you are being a little freaky and you can't control the recoil that well, hey, that's perfectly fine. What you can do is take this magazine off, throw in a recoil control foregrip, or you can slap on recoil buffer springs. It has 40 rounds. That's still pretty good, but for my guys out there that can't control recoil, that's what you have to use. That's what I recommend. This is the class I recommend. Sorry, I'm like barfing on all over my desk, I guess. And then the same thing, you want that recoil stabilization, vertical and horizontal recoil control, and the flinch resistance, because yes, you flinch like a bitch in this game, and it's kind of crazy. Alright? But that's all for the classes here for you guys today. Now I am going to go over my settings here. Now the settings correlate to only me, and anybody that has the settings or the configs of a DualSense Edge. Okay. Now going over the settings, we have good controller. You want your sensitivity. Oh, my bad. My fault. Go to your controller. We have your default flip, default 1.55, 1.55. I recommend using default for any of the guys that has, you know, that back paddles or anything like that. So you can crouch with your paddles and you can jump with your paddles without taking off your thumbs. Even though, I play like a hybrid of a claw and paddle. You know what I mean? I use my index finger to click triangle and square if I want to Y, like a nerd I am, or reload. So I don't have to take off my thumb on the stick grip. You want to make sure you want to swap the L1 R1 with the L2 R2. The reason why I'm saying this is because the triggers are just too slow to keep up with the firing rate. I don't know, it's just something with it. It just doesn't feel right when I have to press the right trigger instead of the right bumper. It just makes it a little bit more easier. The L1 R1, it's faster to shoot, faster to reaction time, and all that. Now, another thing is you control the vibration. You want to make sure that's off. Your trigger effect, that's off. Now, going to the more important part. You want to have your dead zones on 2, 90, 2, 99, 13, 13. Now, honestly, left trigger or right trigger doesn't matter. Now, if you are those one of the few guys that use R2, L2 to shoot, that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying using the bumpers will help you a lot better. Now, the reason why I have it at 90 instead of 70 or 80, like compared to all the other people out here, the Warzone players, is because if you have it too low, then you don't have control. And if you don't have control, you don't have fluidity. And if you don't have fluidity, you lose your gunfights. We don't want that. We want a stable, nice, and easy, just a straight path. No curves, no bends, no ups and downs, just a straight path that will lead us to victory. Okay? Now going over to your aiming sensitivity multiplier and your aiming tab here. You want to make sure everything is on 1 and ADS sensitivity multiplier is on 1. Okay? Make sure it's on 1. Anything lower is too slow. Anything higher is too fast. You won't get aim assist. Anything too slower, you're gonna get your camera broken. All right, it's just about fluidity. Like I'm saying, 1 keeps everything intact and straight on a path. All right. Now aiming advanced settings, you want to make sure your transitioning time. This is basically from the time you aim in, from the time you hip fire to aim in. You want that change instant so you can get the maximum aim assist for the hip fire aim assist and the ADS aim assist. Okay. Now your dynamic curve type, your aim response curve type, my bad, is going to be set on dynamic. Don't know why dynamic just feels great. I'm a Black Ops being amazing, but dynamic is where it's at in its peak. You want to press square on it or whatever button it is, X, triangle, whatever the hell you're playing on. You want to make sure your aim response curve slope scale is at 0.91. The reason why you want it at 0.91, again, it's about fluidity. I found it to be the best for me specifically. And I put my friends on this, and they have been beaming a lot more than you would expect. Okay? I've turned them to cheaters themselves. Now, after that, what you want to do is go over to your motion sensor function behavior. Make sure that is turned off. You don't want that on. And then turn everything off here. Turn off, 0.0, 0.0, off, 0.10, instant off, 0, off, nada, nothing. Nothing. Okay? Now, going over to your movement, you want to do tactical sprint assist. The reason why you want that is so you can have the maximum velocity at the start instead of having to press like 3 buttons in just to start finally tactical sprinting. Sprint assist delay at 0, sprint assist sideways on, sprint assist backwards on. The reason why you want that on is so you don't have to break your controller just to run backwards and just to get shit on. Okay? Mantle assist off, crouch assist off, corner slice, you want that on. Wall jump assist, that's preference. If you don't like doing some random bullshit with the pressing X, hey, turn that bad boy on. Be my guest. Now slide and dive behavior for the best latency to get. Tap to slide is for the best latency to slide, right? But the only downside is that you can't do a quick dolphin dive. Hybrid helps you do that. It gives you a balance of in between latencies. You know, you can slide still good and you can dive still good. You know what I mean? That's why I use hybrid. Again, consistency is what I need. Alright, I need to know that I'm not gonna accidentally dive. I need to know I'm not gonna accidentally slide into next year, okay? And after that, you want to have automatic airborne mantle off. You don't want to be, automatically mantling on things that messes you up. You don't want that. It's gonna mess you up. You're gonna get thrown over the wall, and you're gonna get fried. You're gonna get beamed. You don't want that. Sprint restore on. Slide maintain sprint on. Keep that on. Parachute automatic behavior off. Wall jump activation on press. Combat roll assist on always. Slide combat roll behavior. Tap to slide. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I don't really roll to slide. I don't use Mountaineer that much unless I do get something like that. Combat roll camera. It's preference. I like third person. I like first person, but I like the third person more. I get like a weird sickness whenever I do first person for some reason. It's just preference on what you want. Movement advanced settings. It's just normal toggle. You don't really have to use any of this stuff because this stuff is already like built in by the automatic tactical sprinting, right? You automatically tactical sprinting as soon as you move your left stick. Vehicle behaviors, you don't want to worry about that. That's all preference. That's something that you want to do, and if you're comfortable with, just keep it the way you want. Combat, it's again all preference on combat here. This is just for you specifically. The ones that are for me to tell you to use is on the aiming in controller, and your movement. Okay. Now that's pretty much it for that. I do have one last secret sauce for you DualSense Edge controller users. All right. There's a secret app on PC, or people call it pay to win. I call it pay to win. I love this controller. The reason why I love this controller because it will forever be cheaper than a scuff controller. And all of my lifetime, I think I spent over 1,000 on scuff controllers, getting them back, right, buying new ones. Than I've spent on this controller alone by itself. This controller has lasted me for almost 3 years. Okay. The reason why I use this controller is because one, you can take out the modules, the stick modules, and replace them with new ones, and you won't have stick drift anymore. And it's $40. So think about it: $200 to buy a controller that'll last you forever, and a consistent like 1 or 2 years, depending on how hardcore you play. 1 or 2 years. That's what I'm trying. That's what I was trying to tell you guys before earlier. Hey, don't use press your left stick in and run. That's not gonna be good. This is why I use this one. Okay, this is a little secret between me and you guys. All right, don't tell anybody. Don't tell them to buy this. Don't do that. None of that. Okay. This controller will give you the best. All right. It's already built into the controller. You don't have to open up some other program or anything like that. Okay. So make sure your left stick is on quick and your right stick is on default. Don't tell anyone. This is the secret sauce. I put a couple friends onto this, and they are beaming. They're cheating. They're actually better at the game now. Okay? People who have my set of controllers, they're cheating. They're the best. Alright? I'm putting my boys on. And you guys, my viewers, are my boys. Slash girls. Whatever. I mean, whatever you are. I don't know. Shit. But left stick on quick, right stick on default. Now keep this a secret between us. Okay? And for my PC nerds out there, if you're not overclocking your controller to 8,000, make sure you overclock your controller to 8,000, okay? You want to do that. If you overclock your controller, that's less input delay and more, you know, more input for you to handle. If it's like stock in a damn, what's it called? It's like stock on a PlayStation. You have no choice but to deal with it. I'm sorry, my friends. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but that's the best I can do for you guys. Now, I would recommend ask mom or dad. Go to the store. All right, you get a DualSense Edge controller for Christmas, for a birthday, whether it be next year or tomorrow. Do that. And another thing is get a control freak that is a high rise on your right stick, so that way you can control recoil better. All right. Okay, this is me controlling recoil right here. I'm gonna show you without it, without a control freak. I feel stiff. I mean, okay, I have like that doesn't Okay, I beat him regardless. It's my Kronos. I'm sorry. Okay, but yes, if you have a control freak, it's just gonna be overall better. You see the recoils on these guns nowadays. Okay, look at this. Look at that insane recoil. And it's hard to control without the control freak on. Now I'm gonna put the control freak on. Okay, if it gets on. I'm trying to put it on right now. But okay, it's on right now, right? More manageable. Look at that. Fluidity. You know what I mean? Fluidity. Fluidity. Look at that. No recoil. Okay, and it's less stress on your thumbs. I know you guys are scared, like, oh, if I play claw, oh, what about this? What about that? Get yourself a paddle. A controller that has paddles. Mainly the DualSense Edge. That will give you leeway to play hybrid. I'm a hybrid player. I play paddles and I play claw. Alright, and you don't need no Marius board. You don't need no special bullshit. A stock, not a stock, or yes, actually, a stock controller, along with a DualSense Edge controller. Those two controllers are just as good. You don't need a Marius board. You don't need none of that. You can put 8K polling rate on your regular PlayStation controller, your PS5 controllers. Alright, and for my PS5 users, if you always have your controller plugged in, it's supposed to help you with input delay. I'm telling you this because I care. I'm telling you this because I'm tired of being called a cheater. And I'm telling you this because I want to see you guys get banned too. Now, this is TK. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I hope you guys find this interesting, useful. I'm going to be posting more videos. I'm going to switch up the schedule here soon. But yes, a video will be coming out tomorrow in the next few days and whatnot. And I'm going to explain everything that I'm going to be doing. And I hope you guys will further enjoy my content I'm going to be posting on here. I'll be posting a variety, but mainly Call of Duty right now. I'll let you know if it switches up. If you guys want, hit up my Discord. Everything will be in a link in the bio. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Have a blessed day. And start using that Cronus I just gave you. Alright? This is TK, also known as Taco J. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Bye.